Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today we're going to be covering a low cap AI project that is focusing more than just AI within its ecosystem, one that has strong backings and that is still quite early on. If you feel that you've missed a lot of recent AI projects that have already done massive parabolic moves to the upside, we can look at a project today that is finally a low cap. That, again, if you want to try to find projects that have not ran yet or already throughout this cycle or recently, it is getting increasingly harder to do so as the cycle progresses. So we'll take a look at this project, give you guys my opinion on it, and by the end of the video, I'll let you guys know where I think it could go and my opinion on it, my outlook on this project. And as always, if you guys get value out of the video, if you could consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, your support means everything. So if you take a look here at the project, it is StarryNift, one that, again, as we see, is only sitting, beneath a $5 million market cap right now. Now, what StarryNift does is that obviously they focus not only on AI integration and AI within their ecosystem in the AI sector, but they also focus on more of a gamified part of it as well. So we can take a look at their website. Again, their website to me, it just says a little website overview. Does look pretty all right. Looks pretty clean here. We can see that they have some pretty decent backers right now. So they are backed by OKX Ventures. And the big one that I do want to point out, this project is on the BNB, the Binance Smart Chain. We don't see a whole lot of AI projects. When we compare it to stuff like Solana, Base, Ethereum, it feels like this BNB Smart Chain is not as hot of an ecosystem this cycle as it was in 2021. But I do think that there is, obviously quality projects building on BNB. And just because a project is on a certain chain does not mean that it could eventually move onto another chain or integrate another chain as addition, as we've seen other projects do. So when we take a look at StarryNift, we can say they are backed by Binance Labs. We'll get more into that later on throughout the video. So again, they see that you can discover new communities. So they do focus on not only creating like AI agents, like these citizenships, but also you can create shared experiences. Again, like little mini game experiences that people can create and you can actually try out. So they say you can create your 3D meta world. So you can unleash creativity by creating 3D space with their technology as well, so their user-generated tools. So again, it's almost like a metaverse side of their ecosystem where players can go in here, they can use their tools to make their own generated content, and then other people can play the worlds that are made as well. So if we take a look at that, this is kind of part of that ecosystem where, again, these are the different co-created community spaces that are currently live. So you can go on here and take a look at them. It says that, I don't know if this is actually OKX Ventures, but they have a shared space that they've made. StarryNift has a shared space. So again, nothing crazy or AAA, but it is just a part of their ecosystem that I found interesting. Again, we know that AI is going to be a bullish narrative, a bullish sector moving forward throughout this bull cycle. It's already recently proven to do so multiple times already throughout this existing cycle. And we know that, in my opinion, at least, I have strong conviction that gaming is also going to be a hot narrative, as we saw it run at the start of the initial run-up towards the end of 2023. And again, with all the hype around gaming, I do think that gaming is going to run again. So if we combine those two very hot narratives underneath one project. So again, with this like user generated kind of like metaverse style gameplay aspect of their ecosystem, this is again more of the gaming side of it. But when we look at the AI, again, like their citizens, we take a look that they do focus on AI agents as well. As we know in the AI sector recently, AI agents has been a very, very hot topic. We've seen many AI projects that have AI agents integrated into their ecosystem in some way or somehow, completely, do parabolic run-ups, mainly just because they have that AI agents in their ecosystem. So when we look at StarryNift with their Starry AI collection, the fact that they have their AI agents down here, and they have quite a bit of them as well. Again, nothing is crazily, highly evaluated as far as market cap goes, or I guess just like the likes here or anything like that. But, if we just open one like Stacy, we can take a look. If it loads up, we can see that this is Stacy, so you can chat with Stacy. And, I don't think they do a whole lot right now, personally. It's really just like a chatting thing. But, again, this ecosystem is still, in my opinion, pretty early on. So, but the fact that they have their AI agents in here, even if they don't do, in crazy integrations right now, most people, as far as new investors or retailers, will come into the space, look at lower market cap AI projects. Again, the same theory is that they look at the overall AI market cap or the AI sector, they're going to see a lot of projects that have already done 3 to 5 to 10x recently, and they might look for lower market cap plays, and they might know that AI agents is kind of a hot narrative, so they're going to look at projects like this and they're going to see that, hey, this project does AI agents and this hasn't ran up crazy yet. This could be a potential runner. Now, obviously, nothing I say in this video is financial advice, just giving you guys my opinion. When we take a look at their Twitter, we can see that, again, they also like to show off that they are backed by OKX Ventures and Binance Labs. Now, Binance Labs does follow this project, and they say that they are the premier AI co-creation platform, transforming the way you play, create, and socialize, and earn as well. So again, focusing on AI in gaming, they are pretty active on their Twitter, it looks like. So this project did recently go live with their token this year, so it has not gone through a cycle, obviously, that we can take a look at the chart here. When you take a look at the alt chart, it did go live about Q3 of 2024. Now, when we look at, again, the backers here in the funding rounds, we can see that right there, Binance Labs did, get involved with this project in the strategic round and the pre-series round back in 2022, and then OKX Ventures in 2023. Now, as far as what is shown here, it does look like they did raise over $10 million. Now, when they launched, their initial FDV was $80 million. When we take a look at where it sits right now, their FDV is $35 million. So overall, they are down about 43% since the launch. But again, I do think this project is kind of just been under the radar. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that the vesting for this project is quite decent, in my opinion. We can take a look, saying about 15% of the supply is out currently. Now, when we look at the vesting schedule and kind of the tokenomics and the breakdown of it, right now, really the only stuff you have to worry about immediately, as really everything, for the most part, that isn't being vested right now is on a 6-month to a 12-month cliff. Right now, all we're worrying about is investors and staking. So staking isn't always the worst thing to worry about as far as unlocks daily. But when we take a look at the partners, advisors, team, they're on a 6 to 12-month cliff, along with other part of their ecosystems as well. So really only 2 parts of the total vesting breakdown is currently being vested out right now. When we take a look at the chart, obviously we can see that it's really not that big in dilution as far as between now and the end of 2025. When we take a look at the unlocks, again, they do daily unlocks as well, so it's pretty linear there. But between now and the end of 2025, it is just over around a 2x in dilution. So again, when we're looking at a project that sits around just under a $5 million market cap, it is not much in dilution. Essentially, if you were to take in the circulating supply between now and the end of 2025, it would only be about, and put that circulation today, it would be a $10 million market cap. So for a project that is focusing on AI agents, they have a gamified part of their ecosystem as well. They have the Binance Labs backing. Now, obviously, being backed by Binance Labs does not guarantee a Binance listing, but we can assume that maybe there's a potential chance throughout the cycle that they might get a Binance listing. Now, again, obviously, nothing is guaranteed, and this project is very, very small. Now, they say they are also backed by Coinbase. Now, I do find that it would be pretty insane if they were able to generate enough interest and kind of grow and get Binance and Coinbase listings. But again, that is just speculating. Coinbase, they state Coinbase, but really the only one that I see 100% verified was Binance Labs, especially when we go back here and take a look at it. It looks like that is it. So, but they do state that they are backed by Coinbase. But again, for a project that is focusing and have all these different parts of their ecosystem, sitting at such a low market cap, to me, is pretty hard to find, especially in a hot narrative like AI, where a lot of projects just constantly have been running. And it's, again, getting increasingly harder to find lower market cap projects like this. They also do have a launchpad part of their ecosystem where they do help NFT projects, come to market, launch. Now, they've had a few launches, take place on their launchpad. Again, you have to remember that this project is not that old, so they haven't had too many launches, but again, it is primarily just for NFT projects. So they do have that. So again, when you take a look at it, they have a game side, they have AI agents and a launchpad, and they are backed by Binance Labs, OKX, and they say Coinbase as well. All, sitting underneath the market cap of under 5 million. When we look at their roadmap, they do say, in 2025, as far as coming up, looks like they want to introduce a ZK rollup layer 2. So they do have plans on introducing their layer 2. They also, by the end of next year, have talks of, or plans, at least on the roadmap, of introducing some kind of DPIN protocol, which would be huge. Now, obviously, that is quite a ways. A lot can change in 12 months. But if they do have a layer 2, I do find that to be pretty bullish. And I don't know, obviously, if they have their layer 2, where that's going to be built off of. But this says ZK rollup layer 2. Who knows what will happen there? With their DPIN protocol, again, that's between now and by the end of 2025. So that is something that you can look forward to. But once it happens and goes live, then that is something we can take a look at that point. But again, in my opinion, when we look at a project like this, especially if we go and take a look at where it stands right now, if we take a look at crypto rank, it might give us a better chance here. If we go here, let's see if it'll show us. All right, not the best chart to use as far as what I want to do here, but when we take a look at StarryNift, where it's gone to, obviously we can take a look and see that the all-time high was put in about 3 months ago when it launched, but its all-time low was 16 days ago at 0.013. So essentially, this project has not ran up. Obviously, the local bottom, or the bottom for the project, was about 16 days ago. Obviously, when we take a look at the 1 month, it has ran up about 23%. But when you take a look at the bottom here, it has ran up about a 2x already. But again, when we take a look at the project at the low market cap that it was, a 2x from a $2 million market cap is still not missing the boat. Now, where this project can go in the future, well, let's take a look at the centralized exchange listings. When we take a look at it, being backed by Coinbase, Binance, and OKX, actually their exchange listings are not, too great as far as quality exchange listings, but I do see that as potential future catalysts for this project, as right now they're only listed on Baguette, Mexi, and Get.io, Bitmart, and Bitrue as well. So, some decent exchanges. At least they have quite a few, but again, nothing heavy hitter or tier 1 like a Binance, like a Coinbase. Now, those could come in the future, having those backings, but it is never guaranteed. If you want the contract for this project, I don't know why it doesn't list it on CoinMarketCap, but you can go to CryptoRank, and CoinGecko, I believe, has it as well, and find it right here. So again, being on the BNB Smart Chain, I do like the BNB Smart Chain. Again, I don't think it's obviously as hot as a narrative or ecosystem as something like a Solana or a Base, but I do think it's still a good chain. It's obviously has small or low fees, and I've never had a problem with it. But I do think we're seeing emerging chains coming out this this bull market that potentially could have more hype. But speaking on it one more time, just because a project is on chain today does not mean they're going to be on that chain forever. So that is something worth mentioning as well. But when we take a look at the FDV, still at a 35 million FDV. Again, you have to remember that this thing came to market with an 80 million FDV, so it's still about a 2x down from when it hit the open market. And with a dilution of around 2x between now and the end of 2025, having the backing that it does, focusing on the different parts of their ecosystem with the Launchpad AI agent and gamified part of it as well, I do think that you're still quite early on StarryNift. Now, obviously, being at such a low market cap, this project could go to zero. Maybe it doesn't catch on. Maybe being on the BNB Smart Chain, is gonna hurt it. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's the next big thing. Nobody knows. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just bringing it to your guys' attention. But we are seeing volume, pick up here recently. And I do think if it does get a shout out by Binance Labs, or some kind of more awareness gets spread there about that, I think that this project is due for multiple X's because of the low market cap, because it's in the right narratives, because it has a working product, and the backing is there as well. And the dilution is also not harsh at all. So it has everything going for it, especially for a low cap. So either way, guys, that is StarryNift. In my opinion, I think if you're looking for quality low caps in the AI sector that don't have harsh dilution, that have good backing, it is getting increasingly hard to do so. So as always, if you want to know projects that I'm looking at and what I'm buying in these markets, there is a Patreon linked below. It is also an optional way of supporting the channel, and I really appreciate it. Or there's a Discord as well for free. You can get in there, and ask any questions. Or as always, if you guys got value out of today's video, if you guys could consider liking the video, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and sharing the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.